lot of cool places in this world, but as humans, of course, we think about the things we can't have. So I have made a list of Disney locations that I wish were real or that I wish I could go to. And also, there is an elephant in the room. Yes, my hair is now purple. It seems that every year this time I have some kind of breakdown and I dye my hair purple. It happened last year as well, just kidding. Not an actual breakdown, just wanting to be fun. So let's get the show on the road. I'm gonna bring you 5 Disney locations that I wish were real. For anyone who knows me, the first one is not gonna be a surprise. It is Wonderland from Alice in Wonderland. For those of you, if any, who don't know what that is, Alice follows a rabbit down a rabbit hole and she ends up in this really strange land place that is unlike anything she knows or anything from the world that we know. Whenever I watch this movie, I get so jealous that Alice gets to experience this. I wish I could go there. I love nonsense. Nonsense is one of my favorite like styles. I just love it when nothing makes sense. I love things being random, things being unstructured, and things being unpredictable and just not conforming to any like rules or boundaries. I love it. I know that I would feel at home there. I know that I would just really enjoy being there. So the second location is kind of real, but it's not. It's the game world from Wreck-It Ralph. So if you don't know the movie Wreck-It Ralph, it happens in an arcade, like a retro game arcade, and in it you see all the characters from the different games, like they can hang out with each other in like Game Central and they go to their different games. So actually being in the game and doing whatever the game requires from them is these characters' jobs. And then in the evenings they can hang out together and go to the pub or go to meetings or whatever and do things together, which is really cool. Like, they have their own like lives. You see them outside of their game, outside of where you always see them. Because all the characters that you see, it's characters that you know from actual games. It's like zombies and Pac-Man and Nintendo characters, and it's so cool. Imagine being able to hang out with your favorite video game characters. I literally would not leave Link alone. I'd be like, please just marry me. I mean, I'm not joking. Imagine how cool it would be to be able to interact with different characters from different games, different genres of games, and different times. Like, you can meet retro game characters and all this, and then you can meet new proper high definition characters as well. You know, it would be so cool to be able to see such different things all the time. The third location on my list is Atlantis from Disney's Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Atlantis is basically this underwater city that got flooded, and it's from like Plato's work or something like that. In the Disney version, Milo Tatch goes on like this expedition to find Atlantis and find their energy source. And that's what's so amazing about Atlantis. First of all, it's like secluded from everything else, so they have their own world and their own thing going on. They're blocked off from the real world, and if you have something as amazing as Atlantis, why would you even want to see the real world? Like, why would you even want to go up there? Because if you have a place where you can live completely in sync with nature and you have this amazing power source, you can get anything, you're self-sufficient, everything you need you have already, like you can get down there. They have an incredible energy source that is beyond anything we have here in the real world. They had crazy technology way before we did. They had like flying, what would you even call those? Flying vehicles, I guess you can say. And all this stuff, it's really, really fascinating. If any of you has like followed all of my Disney themed videos, you'll know that I love mentioning obscure Disney movies because I think they deserve to get lots of attention. So my fourth location is from Fantasia. And if you don't know, Fantasia is a movie that has different segments that go with different classical pieces of music. And this segment is the Pastoral Symphony by Ludwig van Beethoven. It is basically a classical mythology countryside where they have loads of mythical creatures like unicorns and cupids and centaurs and centaurettes. I don't really know how to say that properly. And they have fawns and the Pegasus horses and just loads of like really cool creatures that aren't real, unfortunately, but it would be really fun to meet them. These creatures just all go around and play around and have fun together, and how amazing would that be? Just playing around with the freaking unicorn all day. Who would not want to do that? You watch the like Pegasus foals learning to fly, and you watch the cupids getting the centaurettes ready for their dates with the centaurs, and it just looks so much fun, and I want that. I want to be in that place. Mythology is really interesting. It's really fascinating with like the different gods and the different creatures and just like fable creatures and all this, and man, I wish it was real. This last one is like kind of like a borderline one. It's from Meet the Robinsons, and the location is the future. This is technically real. I'm not saying this because I don't think we'll actually get to the future, but I want that kind of future, and in not very long, because that future only happens in like, what, 20 years or whatever, how old that kid gets when he has that family and all that. So how cool would that be? Maybe 30 years, yeah. I think I'm pushing it a bit. How cool would it be to freaking have all that technology by the time, yeah, like that we're still alive? Because of course, like this generation, all that like cool future stuff that we see on TV, like I don't think all of that is gonna be around in our lifetime. The technology and the society like development that movie shows, man, I want that. I want that in like 30 years. That'd be really cool. Imagine if buildings can be built in an instant and we could transport ourselves inside of bubbles, and we have house robots to help us with things, and we have time machines, which I'm not sure that is a good idea. I'm kind of torn here. It's one of those like ethical dilemmas, or not really ethical so much, but just what if someone goes back and they mess up something and then everything we have is just lost? I don't really want that, you know? But yeah, do you guys agree? Do you guys ever watch a movie set in a fictional location and think that, oh, I wish I could experience that? Do you? Or is it just me? I mean, if you do, which one out of the 5 I've mentioned would you experience if you had the chance to? I think if I had to choose one of them, okay, actually it would be Wonderland. It's not even something I need to think about. I just want to go to Wonderland so badly. And yeah, please go ahead and do that, because I would love to hear what you guys think. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I have 5 more locations, so I'll do that in a coming video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Keep up the good vibes.